5. Self-care, Stoic micro-habits to become unrecognizable. The ancient Stoics knew a secret that our buzzing, notification-driven world seems to have forgotten. They understood that real, lasting change isn't born from one big, dramatic moment. It's not about finding a sudden burst of motivation or tearing your life down to start from scratch. No. Real transformation, the kind that reshapes you from the inside out, is forged in the quiet moments. It's built through tiny, almost invisible daily actions that stack up over time, like single drops of water carving through solid rock. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, the statesman Seneca, and the former slave Epictetus all practiced a form of self-care. But it wasn't about indulgence, it was built on discipline, attention, and wisdom. They knew that small, consistent practices were the key to building an unshakable inner calm. This video will share 5 of these ancient, powerful micro-habits. This is the secret to gently reshaping your mind, day by day, until you become almost unrecognizable to your former, stressed-out self. Let's be honest, most of us live in a state of constant, low-grade anxiety. Our days often begin not with intention, but with the blue light of a phone screen, flooding our minds with other people's emergencies, opinions, and drama before our feet even touch the floor. We get pulled in 100 different directions, our energy leaking away, leaving us feeling drained, reactive, and always one step behind. We mistake all this frantic motion for progress, but really, we're just spinning our wheels, stuck in the same cycles of stress and distraction. But what if there was another way? A way to reclaim your focus, protect your inner peace, and build a life of purpose and calm, one small moment at a time. That's the promise of these 5 Stoic micro-habits. Habit 1. The 2-minute morning mind sweep. The first micro-habit is designed to change the whole direction of your day before it even really begins. It's called the 2-minute morning mind sweep. Think about a typical morning. The alarm blares a jolt of stress right into your system. You grab your phone. Instantly, you're hit with work emails, breaking news, perfectly curated lives on social media, and that endless, mindless scroll. You've handed over your attention and your emotional state to the whims of the digital world. You start the day on defense, already reacting to what the world is throwing at you, instead of acting from your own center. This isn't just a bad habit, it's a recipe for a life lived in a state of constant distraction. It guarantees you'll spend your day putting out fires instead of building something that matters. The solution is a small act of rebellion. It's inspired by the Stoic practice of prosophe, which means paying continuous, vigilant attention to your own mind. It's about taking back the first few moments of your day for yourself. As Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The morning mind sweep is how you put this truth into practice. Here's how you do it. Before you look at your phone, before you turn on the news, before you even think about your to-do list, just sit. Find a spot on the edge of your bed or a chair. Set a timer for just 2 minutes. That's it. For those 2 minutes, your only job is to watch your own mind. Notice the thoughts that pop up. Maybe it's a worry about a meeting, a random memory, or something you need to buy at the store. Your job isn't to stop these thoughts, or judge them, or get swept away by them. It's just to watch them, like clouds drifting by. Acknowledge a thought, and then let it go. This simple practice creates a tiny bit of space between you and your thoughts, proving that you are the observer, not the storm. It's a declaration that your inner peace comes first. It's only 2 minutes, but it can change everything. Habit 2. The gratitude archaeology dig. This second habit takes one of the most common pieces of self-help advice and turns it from a flimsy cliché into a powerful tool for changing your perspective. It's called the gratitude archaeology dig. We're always told to practice gratitude, so we make our mental lists. I'm grateful for my family, my health, my home. We say the words, but often they feel a little hollow. It becomes a mechanical exercise, a box to check, and that deep feeling of gratitude never quite shows up. That's because just listing things isn't always enough to overcome our brain's natural negativity bias, that evolutionary leftover that keeps us scanning for threats, problems, and what's missing. We can list 3 good things and still spend the day complaining and worrying. The Stoic solution is to go deeper. It's not about just listing things, it's about investigating them. This practice is inspired by what the Stoics called the discipline of perception, the art of seeing things clearly for what they truly are, and appreciating the complex web of reality that supports our lives. That's why we call it an archaeology dig. You aren't just glancing at an artifact on the surface, you're carefully brushing away the dirt to understand its origins, its journey, and its true value. Here's how it works. Sometime during your day, pick one single, small thing you might normally take for granted. It could be your morning coffee, a comfortable pair of shoes, or a moment of quiet. Now, start the dig. Let's use that cup of coffee. Don't just say, "I'm grateful for this coffee." Investigate it. Think about the incredible chain of events that brought it to you. Think of the farmer, maybe thousands of miles away, who planted and cared for the coffee plant. Think of the sun and the rain that helped it grow. Think of the person who harvested the beans, the one who roasted them, the complex machines that ground them. Think of the truck driver who delivered it to the store, the person who stocked the shelf, and the barista who brewed it just right. Think about the person who designed the mug and the intense heat of the kiln that gave it form. When you investigate like this, gratitude stops being a chore. It becomes a real, visceral feeling of awe. You realize you're the recipient of an incredible, globe-spanning conspiracy of cooperation, all culminating in this one simple moment of warmth. Doing this for just one thing, for a few minutes each day, actively trains your brain to see the hidden abundance all around you, building a durable sense of contentment that can weather almost any storm. Habit 3. The energy audit moment. The third Stoic micro-habit is a powerful tool for managing your most precious resource. It's not your time, and it's not your money. It's your energy. This practice is called the energy audit moment. Think about how you feel at the end of a long day. So often, we're just drained mentally and emotionally exhausted. But when we look back, we can't figure out where it all went. It wasn't one big task that wiped us out. Instead, our energy leaked away in 1,000 tiny drips, a pointless argument online, worrying about a future that hasn't happened, beating yourself up over a past mistake, saying yes when you really wanted to say no. Each of these moments is a tiny puncture in our reserves, leaving us depleted and without the fuel for the things that actually matter: our work, our relationships, our growth. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we should be careful with our desires and aversions, treating them like a wealthy person treats their money, not spending them on just anything. The energy audit is about applying that same wisdom to your internal resources. It's a moment of conscious accounting where you recognize that your focus and emotional energy are your true wealth. The goal is to become a vigilant guardian of that wealth, investing it wisely and plugging the leaks that drain you. This practice helps you tell the difference between productive effort, like the strain of a good workout that leads to growth, and harmful depletion, which just leaves you empty. Here's the practical application. This habit works best when it's tied to a cue. You could set a random alarm on your phone for the afternoon, or you could link it to something you already do, like taking a sip of water or washing your hands. When the cue happens, you pause, you take one breath, and you ask yourself a simple question. Is what I'm doing right now gaining me energy or draining my energy? To answer this, check in with your body. Are your shoulders tense? Is your jaw clenched? Is your breathing shallow? These are all physical signs of an energy drain. If you realize your current activity, whether it's scrolling, engaging in negative self-talk, or worrying about something you can't control is draining you, you need to act. You have 3 simple options. Change your environment, get up and walk to another room. Change your response, choose to disengage from the pointless argument, or remove the trigger, close the app, turn off the notifications. This simple, repeated audit makes you a conscious manager of your own vitality, preserving your strength for a life of purpose. Habit 4. The compassion reset breath. This 4th micro-habit is a powerful antidote to our own harshest critic, ourselves. It's a simple, instant practice for building resilience from the inside out. It's called the compassion reset breath. We all mess up. We say the wrong thing, miss a deadline, or fail to live up to our own standards. These events are like the first arrows of life, the inevitable challenges that are just part of being human. But the real suffering, the deepest pain, often comes from the second arrow, the one we shoot at ourselves. This is the arrow of self-criticism, blame, and shame. We call ourselves stupid, lazy, or worthless. We replay the mistake over and over, blowing it up until it feels like a crushing indictment of our character. This internal punishment doesn't motivate us. It paralyzes us. It chips away at our confidence and makes it harder, not easier, to get back up and do better next time. The Stoics taught that we aren't disturbed by events, but by our judgment of them. This is never more true than when we apply it to ourselves. Stoicism isn't about becoming a cold, unfeeling robot. It's about becoming a wise, resilient, and virtuous person. And virtue has to include kindness and fairness, especially toward yourself. The compassion reset breath is a tool to interrupt that cycle of self-attack. It creates a moment of what modern psychology calls psychological safety, allowing you to learn from your mistakes without being emotionally crushed by them. Here's the simple, 2-step practice. The moment you notice that inner critic starting its rant, that wave of shame or frustration at yourself, you pause. First, take one single, conscious breath. A slow inhale through your nose and a long, complete exhale through your mouth. This simple act interrupts the body's stress response and calms your nervous system, creating a small island of peace. Second, as you're breathing, you silently say to yourself a simple, powerful phrase. I am doing the best I can with what I have right now. This isn't an excuse for bad behavior. It's a statement of fact. In that moment in the past, given your knowledge, your emotional state, and your resources, you did what you did. This phrase isn't a pardon, it's a perspective shift. It replaces the harsh, useless voice of judgment with a voice of acceptance and understanding. It's a reset button that stops that second arrow in mid-flight, allowing you to get up, dust yourself off, and move forward with wisdom instead of shame. Habit 5. The Daily Done Declaration. The 5th and final micro-habit is designed to fix your relationship with progress and to end each day with a sense of peace, not anxiety. It is called the Daily Done Declaration. So many of us are stuck in a productivity trap. We end our days by looking at our to-do list, which is always still full, and we focus only on what we didn't do. We see the unchecked boxes and the unfinished projects. This habit of focusing on the gap between where we are and where we want to be creates a constant, low-level feeling of failure. It makes it hard to rest because our minds are churning with everything that's left to do. We go to sleep feeling behind and wake up already feeling the pressure. We're chasing a finish line that we can never actually reach. This practice is a modern take on the evening reflection that Seneca championed. Every night before sleep, Seneca would review his day, asking himself, "What bad habit have you put right today? Which fault did you take a stand against? In what respect are you better?" The goal wasn't to list huge accomplishments, but to find evidence of progress, no matter how small. The Daily Done Declaration adapts this for our modern minds, shifting our focus from the endless list of what's undone to the concrete reality of what was done. This practice helps train your brain to spot and value your own efforts, which builds momentum and self-respect. Here's how to do it. Every night, before you go to sleep, put your phone away. Take just 2 minutes to mentally scan your day. Your only mission is to find and acknowledge 3 things, no matter how tiny, that you completed. Maybe you drank a glass of water when you felt thirsty. That's a win for your health. Declare it done. Maybe you held your tongue when you wanted to say something unkind. That's a win for your character. Declare it done. Maybe you practiced one of the other micro habits from this video. That is a huge win for your inner peace. Declare it done. You're not grading your day. You're not measuring your output against some impossible standard. You are simply acknowledging your efforts and celebrating small wins. This practice closes the open loops in your mind. It replaces the anxiety of "I didn't do enough" with the calm satisfaction of "I did what I did, and that is enough for today." It allows you to rest deeply, knowing you're building a better life, not through frantic hustling, but through small, consistent, and completed actions. Conclusion. So, there you have them, the 2-minute morning mind sweep, the gratitude archaeology dig, the energy audit moment, the compassion reset breath, and the daily done declaration. Please, don't see these as 5 more chores to add to your to-do list. See them as a toolkit, a system for building self-awareness, for finding contentment, for protecting your energy, for practicing self-compassion, and for finally recognizing your own progress. Practiced consistently, the effects of these tiny habits will start to compound. You won't just feel a little calmer or a little less stressed. You will begin to fundamentally change. You'll become more proactive and less reactive. You'll become more appreciative and less needy. You'll become more resilient and less fragile. This is the quiet, relentless power of Stoic philosophy in action. It's how, little by little, day by day, you become unrecognizable to your old self, and more like the strong, virtuous, and tranquil person you were always meant to be. All right, the ideas have been shared, but the real practice begins with you. If this philosophy connected with you, subscribe to this channel for more practical wisdom for modern life. And click the like button to help spread these ideas to others who might need to hear them. And now for the most important part. Down in the comments, make a declaration. Tell us, which one of these 5 habits will you commit to trying tomorrow? Making that commitment public is a powerful first step on the path to transformation. We'll be looking forward to reading your commitments.